The R word, recession. Denial isn't making ends meet, is it? The prices aren't going down, and if you're lucky enough to still have a job, your paycheck isn't increasing, but your rent sure is. Our country's future is a big old question mark. How can you protect what you have and get through this hot mess? Well, I'm here to help. Hi, I'm the Urban Lady Prepper. I help single moms and solo women with practical emergency preparedness. But of course, all are welcome to become better prepared for whatever happens next. A popular prepper SHTF scenario, preppers speak for when the shit hits the fan, or as Canadian Prepper says, the shizzy hits the fizzy, which never gets old, is economic collapse. But you don't have to imagine waking up to headlines announcing a global financial meltdown when we're watching it happen in real time. Inflation is increasing. Grocery prices are the highest they've ever been. The jobs numbers haven't been this bad since the pandemic, and rent has never been this high for anyone, while the housing market is taking a nosedive. Countries such as France and the Philippines are protesting in the streets over government corruption and wasteful spending, while reducing services and refusing to increase taxes on the wealthiest among them. If you're in the US, there's a reason the media isn't showing that stuff here, because that sounds painfully familiar, huh? So, where do you stand in this rapidly evolving financial disaster? For millions of hardworking middle-class Americans, it's shaping up to be a deeply personal crisis. At this point, it's too late to ask, what would you do? But what if it isn't too late to make yourself financially stable before it gets even worse? Trust me, it can and it will. Here's my middle-class recession-proof playbook to ensure your family doesn't just survive this, but emerge stronger, more resilient, and perhaps even thriving on the other side. Ready to dive in? Let's kick things off with play number 1, which is secure the job. It's time to stop thinking of your career as just a job and start treating it like it's a business you own. Companies, let's be honest, they cut the nice-to-have roles first when times get tough. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to become an indispensable profit center they simply can't afford to lose. Here's how. Walk up to your manager and ask, what's the one metric, the single biggest headache that keeps you up at night? Then, with laser focus, tie your daily work, your projects, your entire existence in that role directly to improving that number. Make yourself the solution, and please, for the love of your future, keep a running brag file. Every win, every dollar saved, every client retained, document it all. Because when those dreaded layoff talks start, whoever can prove their ROI, return on investment, fastest, clearest, and with the most impact, is usually the one who keeps their chair. Update that resume tonight. Seriously, tomorrow is too late. If the axe falls at 9 a.m., you want to be on LinkedIn by 9:15, not scrambling, but with a headlight that already screams value and expertise. Finally, and this is crucial, start a side micro business. Something small, scalable that can grow if your primary hours get cut or your income takes a hit. One weekend of DoorDash or a few freelance design gigs can buy you incredible negotiating power when your boss, with that apologetic look, says, we need you to take a 20% pay cut or, well, you know. The second play is to slash the big 3. Before you start nickel and diming your daily latte, let's go after the financial giants, housing, cars, and food. These are the big rocks in your budget, and moving them creates a massive impact. First, your mortgage. Calculate your break-even point and only refinance if you can generally drop that rate by about at least 0.75%, with a chance of recovering those closing costs within 24 months. Or you're in a position to make bi-weekly payments. That small change can shave years, sometimes 7 or more, off your loan and save you a fortune in interest. Next, car payments. If they're eating up more than 10% of your take-home pay, that's a flashing neon warning sign. It's time to get brutally honest. If you still owe on it and there's enough value to sell it, it may ultimately lower the payment on a downgrade to something more affordable. Or, if you don't use your car every day, list it on Turo 3 days a week. Make that asset pay rent. Finally, food. This isn't about deprivation. It's about strategy. Meal plan with a vengeance. 30 minutes on Sunday mapping out your protein, starch, and frozen veg for the week can save the average family a staggering $250 a month. That's not just groceries. That's wiping out the need for a second side hustle just to make ends meet. It's about intentional spending. Next play is to build the 3-6-9 cash ladder. Cash, my friends, buys choices. It buys freedom. First step, open a high-yield online savings account. We're talking 4% or better these days. Label it boldly, do not touch. Then, automate transfers the day after payday. Start small, maybe $25. Every quarter, if you can, increase that by another $25 until the account is yanking 15% of your income before you even see it. The goal? 3 months of core expenses first, then 6, then 9, especially if you're single income or self-employed, where income can be less predictable. And here's a smart move. Park 1 month's worth of that emergency cash in a money market fund inside a Roth IRA. Why? Because contributions can come out tax-free in a true dire emergency, and you still capture some market upside if the storm clouds never actually break. It's a win-win for liquidity and growth. But no, this is a short-term solution, not a long-term saving solution. The next play is really important. Delete toxic debt. It's time for a financial detox. Grab a piece of paper or a spreadsheet and list every single balance, every interest rate, and every minimum payment for all your consumer debt. Now, here's the key. Don't wait until you're about to default or your credit score goes in the toilet. Attack the highest interest first, not necessarily the smallest balance. That's how you save the most money. Then get on the phone. Call your credit card issuer and politely, firmly ask for a rate reduction. You might be surprised to learn that many card issuers have a hardship program, and your chances are even better if you have a credit score in the good range and you've been a timely payer. If they balk, no worries. Move that balance to a 0% promotional card and set up autopay to obliterate it before that promo period ends. And then, for the love of all that's financially sound, freeze the old card, literally in a block of ice, because new swipes will absolutely 100% undo all your hard-won progress. With that consumer debt reduced or gone, you can redirect every single freed-up payment straight into your emergency cash ladder. You don't want to be caught barefoot when the economy slams on the brakes. Next, build a barbell portfolio. When it comes to investing for a recession, keep it boring. Seriously, boring is beautiful. Aim for what is called a barbell strategy, which is 40% in a total market index fund, something like BTSAX or SPY, giving you broad exposure to growth. Then, 30% in short-term treasuries or CDs, locked in at 5% or higher rates. These are your anchors, your safe harbor. Add 20% in I-bonds to hedge against inflation, protecting your purchasing power. And finally, keep 10% in cold, hard cash. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about protecting what you have and positioning yourself for opportunity. Rebalance this once a year. Remember, recessions are when quality stocks go on sale, often at massive discounts. Those treasuries and cash give you the quote-unquote dry powder, the capital, to buy the dip without having to sell the roof over your head. Ignore the Reddit prophets and the social media gurus. Nobody rings a bell at the bottom, so stick to your plan. With this information, you might want to think it over and speak with a financial planner so you can get a solid idea of what your particular situation is. Play 6. Turn your home into a cash machine. Your home isn't just a place to live. It can be an underutilized asset. If you have a spare bedroom, consider listing it on Airbnb for just Friday to Sunday stays. Yes, you can rent just one room. Even one booked weekend a month may cover a utility bill. Think about that. If zoning laws say no to short-term rentals, get creative. Can you rent out your garage to a neighbor who drives for Amazon and desperately needs cheap, secure storage for their stuff? Or maybe a local small business needs extra space. While you're at it, don't forget to shop your home insurance. Carriers quietly, almost sneakily, raise premiums 5 to 7% every single renewal cycle. A quick 30-minute comparison call could save the average homeowner approximately $480 a year. That's money that can funnel straight into your Roth IRA, building wealth while you sleep. Play 7. Skills stack like Lego. Recessions aren't just about survival. They reward adaptability. They reward hybrid talent. Think of it like building with Lego bricks. Pick one technical skill, maybe Excel pivot tables, basic Python coding, or Canva design for marketing. Then pick one human skill, presentation, negotiation, or project management. Stack them together, and suddenly you're not just a specialist. You become the invaluable Swiss Army knife that employers keep when specialists get chopped or you can offer as a side hustle. Where can you learn these? Coursera, YouTube, your local library. They're all free or incredibly low-cost resources. Dedicate just 20 minutes a night. In 90 days, you'll have a portfolio piece and a new bullet point on your LinkedIn profile that screams, I make the company money, not drama, or another income stream that makes you stand out from others looking for extra work. Next, play 8. Network when you don't need to. This might sound counterintuitive, but schedule a 1 coffee chat a week with someone 2 levels above you. Not to ask for a job, but to learn. Ask them, what's the biggest pain point on your desk right now? What problem are you trying to solve? Listen intently, take meticulous notes. Then, within 48 hours, follow up with an email offering a genuine solution, an article you read, a contact you know, a script you could draft. Do that 10 times, and you've quietly built yourself a hidden board of directors, a powerful network that will move your resume to the top of the keep pile when HR demands a quick slap. Store those contracts in a simple Google Sheet and set quarterly reminders to ping them. Relationships, just like cheap metal, rust faster than you think if they're not maintained. Play 9. Protect the downside with insurance. Let's talk about recession Kevlar, disability coverage. This has saved me personally a couple of times when both of my husbands fell ill. If you depend on a paycheck, which most of us do, you absolutely need short and long-term disability insurance that will pay usually over half your income until age 65 if you can't work. Group plans through work are often cheap, but they're usually capped. Supplement that if you can with a portable individual policy while you're still healthy and insurable. And don't forget long-term life insurance. 10 times your income is a good starting point. This is to keep your family in their home if the absolute worst happens. Price both on comparison sites like Policy Genius or through a trusted local broker. Lock in those rates before age 35, and I promise you, you'll sleep better than the Fed chair during a press conference. Even if you're older, some insurance options may still be available. And if you're 55 or over and a member of AARP, they usually have insurance resources. Play 10. Practice the worst case budget. This isn't about fear. It's about empowerment through knowledge. Open a spreadsheet and build the nuclear winter version of your budget. I'm talking beans, rice, mortgage, basic utilities, essential insurance, gas. Everything else dies. No subscriptions, no dining out, no new clothes. Multiply that bare bones total by 6 months and compare it to your cash ladder. If you're short, this is your wake-up call. Sell that second car, cancel every single streaming service, and redirect kids' activities to free library events or park adventures. Even better, run the experiment for 30 days. You'll prove to yourself and your family that you can survive on 45% of your current spending. This knowledge kills panic. And panic, my friends, is what makes people sell their investments or assets at the exact bottom of the market. Now, if these plays are resonating with you, and if they're sparking ideas, do me a huge favor. Follow me on the socials, and YouTubers, hit those like and subscribe buttons, which helps show this video to others who may think this recession isn't happening. And seriously, drop your biggest worry in the comments below. Is it your job, your debt, your investment portfolio? Do you have a play that helped you when times were tight? Let's help each other out because unless you're in the 1%, we're all in this together. Now back to it. Play 11 is to capture opportunity in the chaos. Here's a secret nobody tells you. Recessions don't just create problems, they create millionaires. The stock market is doing well now. However, it may not stay this way forever based on what's happening and what appears to be coming. So when the Dow drops 30%, quality stocks may go on a clearance rack sale. Keep a watch list of 3 companies you genuinely love, companies with low debt, a wide economic moat, and products you actually use daily. Set a limit order 20% below today's price and keep that cash handy. The same goes for real estate. If you're looking to escape high rent, but home buying still seems out of reach, or you're looking for another property to have options, get pre-approved for a mortgage now while you still have a W-2 and stable income. When you see a listing for a house 50% under 2023 comps because the seller's in a pinch, you can close in 14 days and pick up a house or rental property. Fortune, as they say, favors the liquid. Play 12. Automate good behavior. Let's face it, willpower is fleeting, especially when headlines are screaming doom and gloom. So stop relying on it. Automate everything. Automate your savings transfers, automate your bill payments, and set calendar reminders for rebalancing your portfolio. Use separate banks for checking and savings. That tiny bit of friction required for a same-day transfer can be enough to stop an impulse buy. Turn off those stock app notifications. Checking prices daily is a recipe for an ulcer, not wealth. Instead, schedule a regular 30-minute money date once a month with your partner or even just your dogs, like I do. Review your net worth, celebrate your wins, and adjust your plays. Systems, my friends, beat motivation every single time. Lastly, play 13. Mindset is the final asset. Here's the most crucial asset you possess, your mindset. Recessions end. They always do. Since 1945, the average downturn has lasted a mere 11 months, and markets typically recover within 24. Replace those doom scrolls with a 20-minute walk outside. Exercise is arguably the only investment with a guaranteed 100% return on your mood and mental clarity. Your family is watching how you react. Teach them that problems are meant to be solved, not feared. Execute these plays consistently, and I promise you, this recession and the next one won't just be a challenge, it will become a resume booster, a wealth builder, not a foreclosure notice. So, what's your first move? Comment play 1 if you're updating that resume tonight, or drop the number of the play you're stuck on, and I'll reply with some ideas to help you get unstuck. I realize that was a lot, but at this point, if you haven't been doing these things already, you need to hit the ground running now. Good luck, and keep your head. Thanks for listening. Until next time, this is the Urban Lady Prepper signing off.
I'm sure I've given you some things to think about as you go through the upcoming week. Has this episode resonated with you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to click the link in the podcast description to get your free Essential Prepper checklist. While there, get one of my cool designs on a shirt, hat, mug, and more at my Redbubble store. Or you can always buy me a coffee or get a Jace case for your emergency medical needs. It helps support what I do, and I really appreciate it. Join me on the socials, especially on YouTube, where I'll be uploading videos for my blogs from urbanladyprepper.com. I appreciate your time with me. Stay safe, stay sharp, and be ready.